in Casa del Cristian. A little bit early actually, but I thought, because when you're gonna like do stuff, like if I've got like a call like with a client, or you say like, oh, I'm gonna do something at 12, and it gets to like 11:57, and you're like, fuck me, man, that 3 minutes. Life's too short to wait them 3 minutes. So I thought, fuck it. Gonna put a live stream out now, and then people can join when they want to join. So yeah, boys, here we fucking go again. Oh shit, I need to get my glass of water. I'll do that in a sec, otherwise I'm kind of gonna break the hiatus. No, hiatus is the wrong fucking word. I'm gonna break the momentum. I'm gonna break the momentum if I go and get a glass of water now. But anyway, thanks for being here. If you are here, I think we've got one person that's here, which may be me. I don't think it's me. I think someone else is actually here. So listen, if you're here, I appreciate it. The topic of this one is, yes, Abe, how you doing, man? Decided to put on a little bit later today because I know that I interrupted your political science class last time. Bad influence, man. Bad influence. So yeah, the topic of this one is introvert v extrovert, why introverts can get insane Daygame results, because a lot of the guys who I work with, I would say like 95% of the guys who I work with are introverted, low energy guys. And yeah, the sort of like introvert, extrovert shit gets knocked around quite a lot, like, oh, can you get good results if you're an introvert? Can you get good results if you're an extrovert? Like, does it matter which one you are? So yeah, before we kick off, I'm going to do some unshameless plugging of my services. Valentine's Day Bootcamp, 11th till the 14th of February 2022. 20 hours infield coaching with me in London. Apply, all the information is on my website, £695 per person, which is unfucking real value for what you get. 20 hours of infield coaching during the day, and then we go around London in the evening, in the night time, for no extra charge. So you also get night game coaching as well from someone who lives and breathes this stuff. So happy fucking yes, I know it was your question, man. I was gonna answer it in the last live stream, but I forgot. But I made a mental note of it because I wanted to answer it, and I thought, fuck it, let's make a live stream dedicated to that topic. What else? Other shit was I got? This is a thumbnail for no fucking reason. I don't own this. This isn't mine, but it was left as a gift for me, and I quite like it actually. It's like it's just like a lion thing, but I think it's quite funny. That's actually quite a good hack. I remember Torero, R.I.P., used to recommend that to guys. Like when girls come round to your place, if you can leave like random paraphernalia that suggests that other girls have been there before, then it can really tap into like the jealousy, like attraction triggers and stuff, and make you like just appear more desirable. Like it's quite a cool like little hack. So for example, you could have like 2 wine glasses out, which look like they've already been drunk from like the night before, and then the girl usually asks you questions like, "Oh, who are you drinking wine with?" And then you just look at her and you're just like, Dory. And then you just show her this, and she's like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, like this is always like on my bed now, and girl will be like, "The fuck is that?" I'll be like, "Oh, it's alright." Like people leave presents for me sometimes. Like, you're gonna be leaving me presents, and then they often will. They'll often like want to get to like the top of the tree in a Casa del Cristian, in the land of Casanova, and then they like compete with just random artifacts. So yeah, my place is like dotted with just random fucking paraphernalia, things that people have left me. But yeah, if you're gonna invite a girl around, then it's a fun little thing that you can do. Just like leave like things like dotted around, which like points of curiosity, because guys are always like, I don't know what to talk to girls about. Well, create your own points of conversation, But anyway, we're getting like a little bit off track. But there you go, some fucking value for you right there. So yeah, wearing this thing, I like it. I went to Tenby in Wales. I slaughtered a sheep and then put it around my torso because it's fucking cold here today. But anyway, just get into the topic before people start leaving. Introvert v extrovert. Why being extrovert can actually get you great fucking results. All right, so I'm gonna start off by narrating like a little backstory of myself, which ties into this whole topic of being introvert, extroverted. First of all, right off the bat, I don't believe in the whole introverted, extroverted like paradigm. I think everyone has got the capability of being an omnivert. Like an omnivore eats like plants and fucking meat. You're not like the lion or the fucking brontosaurus. You're the human being, And as human beings, I think we've got a limitless potential to be whatever we choose to be. But I think too many of us get trapped in the way of thinking that, oh, I'm an extrovert. Oh, I'm an introvert. And that's just how it has to be. Like, your state isn't static. Your personality isn't permanent. It can take effort to transform how you are, but it's certainly not impossible. And I'm a living example of that. So growing up as a kid, I was introverted as fuck. Like, a lot of guys who I work with are introverted, but like, I don't think they're as introverted as I was. I'm obviously like, I'm biased, whatever, but like as a kid growing up, I couldn't even have conversations with my own family. Like, basically my social circle, man, this guy's hair is, I don't even know what, this guy's hair is, thank you, man, orgasmic, love you. But yeah, when I was growing up, very, very introverted person, so like, my only like social circle consisted of my fucking, right, my aunt. That would be she was like my best mate. I would like play FIFA and Call of Duty with her. I didn't have any fucking mates, no fucking social skills. I hated people at school. If the teacher like put me on the spot to answer a question, I would just like break out into fucking sweating fits. It was tragic, mate. And I would, looking back, I was definitely of an introverted tendency, but you know, I made the decision at an early age to revolutionize, transform myself. So I became a magician. So how can, mate, we're gonna get to it. Chill, man, chill. This is a long live stream. We're gonna get to it. I'm narrating a story. If you want like quick results, then just type it on Google, and then you can get one of those like things, those little infographics. Anyway, back to the fucking story. So yeah, I was about 13 years old. Decided to become a magician. Spent the past over 10 years perfecting the art of miracle making. You know, just allowing myself to become more. I want Christian Casanova. I appreciate it, man. You need to tell me where you want me though, because you know, it's quite a vague declaration. So yeah, long story short, becoming more extroverted is definitely a decision that you can make, but it's certainly not necessary. So with introverted guys, I find working with them, you can actually be a lot more seductive, because introverted guys are usually quite low energy anyway, yeah? And when you're low energy, it's very easy to be seductive. If you're like really extroverted, then it's quite difficult to transition to a more seductive vibe. This was certainly my main sticking point when I first got started with this. Like, my energy was just too high, and you can see it in like my old infield videos. I saw in my old infield video, you can see like my energy's too high, and I would break down these infields. I'd be like, "Lord, there's too much like movement going on. My energy's too much. Everything's too hectic. Everything's too frantic." So if you're an introverted guy, then you probably won't have that problem. You're probably quite chilled, quite grounded already. And this, for me, is one of the main reasons why, if you naturally gravitate towards a more introverted perspective, it's easier to actually create sexual tension with girls. It's easier to actually establish a more seductive vibe, because you're not over the top with your energy. You're not getting carried away in being too like entertainery. You're very grounded from the start. So that can work really well. What I will say as well though is like there's no ideal state. There's no ideal state. Like, guys are like, you know, oh, I'm not feeling really social today. Oh, I don't feel extroverted. I can't speak to people because my social frequency isn't there. But what guys find, especially when they work with me during our sessions, is you really don't need to be in any particular state to have a conversation with anybody. It's very much about owning the state that you're in. And that's why I've made videos, like, especially like the uncut videos where me and Dan have gone out in like Manchester, and I just said to Dan at the start of the session, man, I'm just not feeling it today. I'm not feeling it. I knew that we had like a day of filming ahead of us. So it was a case of just being able to own where I was at in the moment, ask myself, what does the moment want, and then match the mood of the moment. If you go over and you speak to a girl, and she perceives that you may not be that socially in sync at the moment, then rather than trying to hide it, rather than trying to compensate for your lack of state or your perceived lack of state, just own it. Just say that to her. You can see it in my infield video. If I'm not feeling very social today, I'll just say to her, listen, I don't know about you, but I'm just not feeling very social today. Like, my conversation at the moment sucks absolute balls. But I always come over and have a conversation with you, and hopefully it'll improve my social state. And then you start to establish a deeper rapport with girls. Because, you know, human beings, we understand each other, especially with COVID, especially with like lockdowns, shit like that. Like, people can relate to social anxiety, you know, people can relate to feeling a little bit socially out of sorts. So it's your role as a guy to be the social orchestrator, to put the people who you're speaking with at ease. You know, a big part of seduction is actually establishing comfort with people. You don't want to overdose on the comfort, but being able to humanize your interactions is an amazing thing that anybody can do, whether you're introverted or extroverted. Just being able to be real with the people that you're speaking with. If you feel nervous, fine. You can say that. You don't need to do it in like a fucking weak, supplicating way. Like, oh my God, I was so nervous to come speak to you. You're so beautiful. I'm going to put you on a pedestal until you suck me off. It's like, you don't need to do it that way. But if you are feeling a little bit nervous, like, the way that you go about it is you just own the nervousness. Just be like, yeah, you know what? I was in two minds whether to come speak to you because I was feeling a little bit out of sorts, a little bit like weird and shit. I don't know about you, but like, you know, like lockdowns and stuff. I was thinking, fuck, I want to speak to her, but I feel a little bit nervous. But you know what? I'm going to do it anyway because I might be dead tomorrow. And it's like that sort of vibe, you know, that sort of vibe that you want to be going in with, where you've got an invitational energy with the world. You know, you're just putting invitations out there. You're putting invitations out to the world. If people want to join, sweet. And if they don't, that's fine as well. But yeah, someone mentioned the coaching video that I posted with Fabio. Great guy. Got a lot of time for Fabio because not only was he daygaming in London, hectic, mad city, but he was doing it in a foreign language as well. And yeah, Fabio was definitely gravitated more towards the introverted state. But I think when it comes to, if you do associate with being a little bit more introverted, I think there's a misconception in this space that all of your conversations with girls need to be poetic masterpieces. I'm sure, I don't know about you, but like, it really, I was speaking to this with a guy in Australia, one of my guys who I'm coaching online. He had the epiphany the other day, whereby it is always a lottery. You could come out of a conversation and think you had a great conversation, like your conversation was social fucking fire, everything went great, and then you never hear from her again. And then you have like a 30-second car crash conversation with a girl, and you don't think it's going to go anywhere, but then you end up going on a date with her. She ends up coming back with you. So like, you never know until you know. But boring conversation can get you great results. Boring conversation I've made a video about it, but in terms of like understanding how boring conversation, how being an introvert can get you great results, it's not what you're saying, but it's how you're saying it. I think sometimes, like, especially extroverted guys, they can get a bit too carried away with being the entertainer. But introverted guys don't really have that problem because they don't really enjoy the spotlight. So because they don't enjoy the spotlight, they put the spotlight on the girls more. So you can ask girls open questions, you know. If you are not a very good conversationalist right now, work on your social skills, work on becoming more of a conversationalist, because it's not going to do you any harm to master the art of conversation. But if your conversation sucks balls for whatever fucking reason, then just get the girl talking more about herself, because everyone's favorite topic is themselves. You know, to be interesting, just be interested. So just start asking her more open questions, like, what do you think about? What would you do if? Why? Why is an amazing open question. Whenever a girl says something to you, just say why. Ask her, like, what is the reason that you're doing things? So, you know, all of these reasons that we've mentioned is why introverted guys can get great results, because you don't need to be a fucking like master conversationalist. You just need to show up. You just need to be real. You just need to be able to have conversations and get the girl speaking about herself, you know? So, yeah. I definitely would be wary though of labeling yourself one or the other, because like I say, I used to be introverted. Now I would say I am extroverted as fuck. But even I get those moments where I sink back into a, let's not even call it introverted, let's just call it like a socially lethargic state. Because I feel like that's what it is. You know, the more social momentum that you gather, the more in state you become, the more you get onto that godly frequency. And as we spoke about in the previous live stream, like approach anxiety is simply created through a lack of social exposure, through a lack of social momentum. So the more social momentum that you can gather, the better you're going to be at actually being able to own your state. Because you can be introverted, but you can have loads of social momentum behind you. And the amount of social momentum that the individual needs is individual to the individual. So for some guys, one conversation may get them into state. Other guys who are more extroverted may need a lot of interactions to get themselves into state. It's different from person to person. That's why I always say to guys, I'm teaching guys how to teach themselves. And when you can teach yourself, then you can go out and create miracles for yourself because you understand yourself. So yeah, don't think it's like a one size fits all. Don't think that you have to be like a certain archetype in order to get great results. How to get good? There's a question. How to get good at the game fast, Christian? Work with me. Make rapid progress in rapid time. If you can't work with me, then just go out and socialize as much as possible. That's the best thing. That's my number one piece of advice. If you're in a position where you can't get coaching or you don't want to get coaching, just get socially on point. And how do you get socially on point? You just spend more time around people. Because the biggest problem I see in this space is guys try and learn Daygame before they've learned social skills. It doesn't fucking work. You have to be socially on point. It doesn't mean, like we say, that you have to be a master conversationalist. It just means that you know the basics of social dynamics. You can read people, you can read body language, you can pick up on social cues. You know, the way you master, the way you get better at understanding this is just to spend more time around people, like cultivate a social network in the city that you live. Go on websites like meetup.com, go meet people, join clubs, join societies. The more time you can spend around people, the better. Like the way that I see this whole like learning process is, first you get good at social skills, all right? You get socially on point first. Then you learn pickup, then you learn seduction, and then I would say the fourth stage is like transcendence, where it's almost like you've gone through all the stages and now you've transcended it all, and it's like you almost go through this stage of unlearning, where it's like you've had the stabilizers on your bike for so long, now you just remove the stabilizers and start fucking surfing. Like you do whatever the fuck you want to do. And I think that is really the highest level of like life, of day game, of whatever. It's when you live as you please. It's when you no longer give a fuck about the approval, the validation that you can get from external sources. It's you're going on your path, on your journey. Like your life is your adventure. And then people can come along for the ride or they don't. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, you know, I think, you know, guys are often going out there, they're doing day game, and they're not really chasing girls. They're chasing that sense of validation. Like they're chasing that sense of approval, and it's being triggered by a perceived lack of self-worth. It's a journey, yeah. It's a process to get to that point where you actually feel worthy. I don't think you can ever like 100% feel worthy, like 100% of the time, but you can certainly digest enough reference points from your own self-worth to realize that, you know what, mate, I'm looking around the world today, I'm all right, you know, I'm a decent human being, and that's cool, you know. So listen, as long as you like yourself, you're onto a fucking winner. And I don't even think it's a case of like, oh, I need to get X, Y, Z to make me happy. You don't need to have that conditional happiness and stuff. Like, you know, I'm sat on the floor in the kitchen now. I'll look back in 10 years' time. These will probably be the best fucking days of my life. You know what I mean? I'm healthy. I can walk, I can talk, I've got all this shit intact. If you're listening to this, you've got your mobility, you can do shit, you can go out there, you can smile. You live in a city which has got an abundance of women who you can go and cultivate great experiences with. Then, you know, life is sweet, man. You know, life is fucking sweet. And I think more people need that. I think more people just need to just be able to enjoy life a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Like, just fucking, you know, get off the fucking forum. Stop like theorizing all this stuff. Stop asking like random questions like, do girls like guys who? It's like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck what certain girls like? Like, just you should be giving a fuck what you like. You should be qualifying other people. Like, you should be putting yourself on a pedestal. Like, don't be supplicating to women, or even more tragically, one woman in general. Don't be trying to tailor yourself to meet the specifications of other people. Like, stop asking yourself, what does she want? Stop asking yourself, what do people want? If you're going for a job interview or whatever, it's like, oh, how can I make myself like more worthy in the eyes of the employer? It's like, you got to switch the roles. Like, you have to be the interviewer rather than the interviewee. It's like, you know, not what they want. It's like, what do I want? How can I benefit myself? And you know, I think that is how you become more of a powerful, dominant figure who can dominate their reality. You know, it's about actually asking yourself, who am I and what do I want? Yeah, I think not enough people actually ask themselves that question. And I think a lot of people are living reactively rather than proactively. When I wake up in the morning, I'll always like write shit down. Like whenever when I wake up, you know, rather than just like scrolling on the screen, being a slave to the screen, I'll just get up, sit on my fucking table, and just write shit down for the day. Like, who am I? What do I want? How can I make this into my ideal day? And it's like, you know, it's simple shit like that that just gets you on that wave of momentum. So yeah, to bring it back full circle to the whole introvert extrovert thing, like, I think we're all omniverts. I think we all have the potential to own the state that we're currently in. I think we all have extroverted, introverted tendencies. But certainly, if you are leaning towards more on the introverted side, then you can make it work for you. You can be more seductive. You can be more grounded. And remember that a massive part of seduction is in the non-verbals. You know, it's what's not being said. So it's how you look at her, the proximity in which you stand to the girl when you first approach her. Like, a lot of guys that I coach, they like stand way too far apart, and it's like you can get like a meter stick and like put it between. They still won't touch them both. So, you know, you can calibrate after the fact. All right, I think it's better to get a bit too close and too fucking far away. You can see in a lot of my videos, I'm stood very close to the girl. It's because I can pick up on her body language, on her energy, that she's happy for me to come into her space. Yeah, and it's just, that's female fluency. You get better at that the more time you go around approaching girls, spending more time around girls. Have girls as friends as well. Like, fucking hell, you know, like, get out of the old school like pick up mindset where it's like you can't have girls as friends. I think that is an amazing remedy, especially for introverted guys, or just for guys who've not had a lot of female interaction. Just spend more time around fucking girls. Like, spend more time around females, and you know, you can then use your female friends as your entourage. If you go to a nightclub and you've got like 3 hot girls around you, even if you're not even like sexually active with any of those girls, it doesn't really fucking matter. It still triggers that pre-selection. If you're rocking up to a nightclub and you've got girls around you, other girls are going to get interested. Other girls are going to want to be part of your tribe. And then as you get better at this shit, then you are going to be sexually active with those girls. You are going to be hooking up with the girls that you go into the club with. And it's like they're all fighting for your attention and stuff. And that's just like higher level shit, isn't it? So yeah, I think it's cool. I think there's loads of possibilities with this stuff, which I think I'm still learning this stuff myself. You know, I've been doing this for like 18 months now. When I first started, 4th of July 2020, and I made crazy progress with it. I've had 10 years of magic experience behind me of learning this shit, and that's why when I coach guys, you get that 10 plus years of mastering social dynamics, understanding people on a deep level. So yeah, the reason I was able to make so much progress so quickly was the magic side of things, bringing that in. But because I had the drive, the desire, the determination to get great at this in the fastest possible time. I remember Terrell being like, it takes guys 2 years to get great at this. I was like, fuck that shit, man. I've got 2 years. 2 years to spend until I like actually manage to hook up with a girl. Fuck that shit. I was like, I'll do it in like 2 months. Like, I'll become great at this in 2 months. So I set myself a time frame, which is what I recommend you guys do as well. Like, if you want to become great at something, if you want to master a skill set, then set yourself a time frame. Set yourself a deadline. I find the more condensed, the better. It's like if you want to learn a language, rather than being like, I want to become fluent in Spanish this time next year, why not just say to yourself, I want to become fluent in Spanish within the next month or in a week? You know, if you said to yourself, I want to become fluent in Spanish in a week, and you actually dedicated yourself, even if you don't become fluent, you'll become better than you would have done if you'd have just been like, oh, I'm just going to get good, I'm going to get great in a year or maybe 2 years. It's that condensed time frame that yields greater results. So to put that into the day game perspective, if you say to yourself, like, I want to become great at day game in 2 months, and that can mean different things to different guys. What does becoming great at day game actually mean? For some guys, it might just be feeling comfortable in a conversation. To some guys, it might mean getting like a shitload of numbers, a shitload of dates, a shitload of hookups. It's different for everybody. For some guys, it might just be conquering their social anxiety. But I think if you've got a goal and you've got a time frame in which to achieve it, then you're going to be more motivated and it's going to be more conducive to you getting results. So that's what I would say. There's some questions popping up, so I will do my best to answer them, because now I know how to actually use the fucking chat thing. God, there's loads of them. Shit, man. I'll start from the top and I'll try and bash them out as quick as possible. Do you intend to use the same tone of voice all the time? Okay, so Ben asks, do you intend to use the same tone of voice all the time, or is it just natural? I assume that you're referring to me. The way that I speak. No, to be honest, no. So something that I call social versatility, or in this case, it'd be more seductive versatility. Like your tone of voice will vary depending on the effect that you want to create. So if you want to be more seductive with a girl, it's about getting that lower vibrational vocal tonality. So the way that I'm speaking now is very sort of neutral for me. I'm not really hitting that deep level with it. But if I was with a girl and I wanted to turn on the seductive knob, I would just go deeper with my vocal tonality. I would slow down. I would place more emphasis. If I was on a date with a girl, I would speak into her ear as well, you know. So it's like getting closer to her, speaking slower. If we're sat across from each other, making that eye contact, not even saying anything. So if she says something to me, just looking at her, marinating in the moment and like smirking and looking off to the side, and she's like, well, what does that even mean? Like, if she says to me like, oh, I work, I'm a fucking lollipop lady, it happens. I just look at her, smirk, and then, you know, look off to the side, and then they're kind of like left thinking like, is he a fan of that? Is he not a fan of that? I have a problem of running out of things to say. We feel your pain, man. How do I mitigate this problem? Yeah, the way that you mitigate this problem is twofold, actually. I'll give you the advice that I give to the guys who I work with. First of all, if you run out of shit to say, own it and say that to the girl, right? That's the number one thing. If you run out of shit to say, tell the girl exactly that. Say it in a confident, cool way, rather than being like, oh no, I've run out of things to say. Be like, do you know what? I don't know about you, but sometimes in conversations, I run out of shit to say, and it's literally just happened to me right now. My mind has gone blank. You are gonna have to help me out, otherwise this is gonna get fucking awkward. That's how I do that. You can listen. I do this all the time. I think I do that in how to approach a girl in a coffee shop. If you watch that video, you can see me doing it there. And there's another video that I posted, how to make your conversations more natural. And I mentioned it there as well, like, oh shit, you know, I've run out of things to say. It's not a big deal, man. Like, nothing is a big deal unless you make it a big deal. That equates to things like insecurities. Whatever you're insecure about, don't fucking worry about it. You don't need to be insecure. Life's too short to be insecure. And if you are insecure about things, it's just coming from that fear of how you're going to be judged for the thing that you're insecure about. The reality is, no one gives a fuck as long as you don't give a fuck. But if that doesn't work for you, if you don't want to be like, oh, I've run out of things to say, if you don't want to say that for whatever reason, just pay more attention to the girl that you're speaking with, yeah? So I call it situational springboarding. The girl who you're speaking with will always give you conversation material. And if she isn't giving you anything for whatever reason, then use the environment around you, yeah? So you can talk about the girl, so you can maybe talk about, maybe she's got an accent, maybe she's got a particular type of energy, maybe you can say something about her body language, maybe she's making eye contact, or maybe she's not making good eye contact, and you can call her out on it. Maybe it's the way that she's dressed, maybe it was the speed in which she was walking, maybe it's a cold day today, and you can talk about the fucking weather. You can talk about anything that you want to talk about, as long as you own it, as long as you're playful with it, as long as you make it exciting, as long as you've got enthusiasm. Yeah, like not enough guys have got an enthusiasm for life. Like they're just like monotonous fucking pickup robots, and it's like, I need to go through the Daygame model. When I think of France, it reminds me of fucking baguettes and berets. It's just that systematic, formulaic, step-by-step approach to women that will prevent you from ever becoming great at seduction. Because Daygame and seduction are different things in my mind. Like pickup and seduction, they're different. Like pickup is like the nuts and bolts. Like you're learning a skill set, yeah? You're learning the formula, let's call it. It's very step by step, the whole pickup thing. And I think after a while, it just becomes fucking boring. Like it becomes empty. It becomes just a shallow pursuit to be a fucking pickup artist. I would never label myself as a pickup artist. I'm just a guy who's great at conversation, who's great with women. That's how I would describe myself. It's not a case of, yo, I'm a PUA. No, I don't even call myself a day gamer. I'm just a guy who goes about life and can have spontaneous conversations with people. Not even just women that I'm attracted to, but people who I'm interested in. Seduction, that's where you want to be. And that's what I'm teaching. I'm teaching seduction. And seduction for me is more intuitive. Yeah, seduction is far more intuitive. It's far more powerful. It enables you to actually create powerful connections with people. Like Daygame, like pickup, it's all a little bit fucking empty. It's all a little bit surface level. You never really have those full-bodied existences and relationships. And, I'm not talking about like having like committed relationships, but like after learning the whole like sort of pickup stuff and then learning seduction, listen, seduction is where it's fucking at. Like when you learn seduction, when you learn how to seduce the world, because for me, seduction equates to power. And power is an incredible aphrodisiac, one of the most powerful aphrodisiacs. It's like the whole like Scarface quote: you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women. Scarface is a great film as well for learning about frame control. There's like a scene where he's about to get like fucking chainsawed. Watch that scene. Teach you about how to handle fucking extreme pressure. But yeah, the pickup, Daygame, for me, they're different things. And like I said, it's like you learn social skills, then you learn pickup, then you learn seduction, and then you get to that level of transcendence where you're like, you know what, I've gone through the fucking process, and now the leg. What? What does that even mean? Now the leg? So yeah, and then you transcend it all. You unlearn the whole fucking thing, and then you really are living deliberately, but you're living intuitively as well. Life's just fucking sweet, man, when you're on that wave. So yeah, get back to the fucking questions. I will try and answer all of them. Bear with. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're on about Scarface. So my memory is fucking shocking, mate. Sorry. I was like, what's this guy talking about? The leg? You're on about my leg? Rolling with the state. Yeah, hashtag roll with the fucking state. Christian, your game is very good. You're very confident, but I'm not a good looking guy like you. How do I even get results close to yours? All right. That's a good question. The whole like looks thing, whatever. We talked about it in the previous live stream. Right, I'll say this here. Pay attention. Do looks matter? Do looks matter in Daygame, in seduction, in fucking life? Yes, they fucking matter. But guess what, guys? Guess fucking what? Every guy here can look so much better than you currently do. It's all within your power. If you're properly committed to making yourself look better and do it for you, not just because you want to get a shitload of girls, but actually make yourself look better, because when you look good, you feel good. You can easily transform, let's call it your SMV score. You can easily go like 3 points up the fucking scale. So if you think like right now you're a 5 out of 10, if you properly focus on your appearance, on your fucking skincare, get a good haircut, learn to dress well, go to the gym, eat well, you're gonna vastly improve how you're perceived by the world. You're still the same fucking guy, but externally something's changed. You're now communicating to the world that you actually give a flying fuck, yeah? When I was growing up, I was probably like a 2 out of 10 at best, right? I had like horrible spots on my face, had a shocking haircut, had a horrible pair of glasses, I dressed terrible, just basically my mum fucking dressed me, and I was a fucking nightmare. Like no one would touch me with a barge pole. But guess what? Guess fucking what? I made the decision to transform that shit, because we've all got like a baseline that we're working with, yeah? Like that's genetics, whatever. Like you can't do much about like your genetic baseline, but you can elevate what you've been given. You can maximize what you've been blessed with, right? So I don't accept that viewpoint anymore where guys are wallowing, are complaining on the screens, being like, yeah, but I'm not 6 foot whatever. Yeah, but I'm this, I'm that. I've got no money. That's the worst excuse. Like we live in a fucking land of opportunity. If you've got limited finances, then go start creating shit. Stop consuming, start fucking creating. Like, you know, there's really no excuse anymore to be failing in life. Like the age of the internet, social media. Like if you're in a position right now where you're failing financially, then come on, man, we can do so much about it, but you just gotta get that kick up your ass to go fucking do it. No one else is gonna help you. I'm not gonna help you. I can motivate you, but I'm not gonna get your ass out of bed at 6 a.m. in the morning to make you a fucking smoothie. It's on you, all right? So do looks matter? Yes, but as guys, we can massively improve and amplify the way that we look. And another great thing to remember as well is in the realm of female attraction triggers, yes, the look side of things will be an open, yeah? Like Torero used to say, if you're a good looking guy, it's an open. But you could be a good looking guy, you could be like 6'3", and you can be a fucking nonce. You could be an absolute loser, all right? It doesn't matter about that shit. It's getting the girl interested is one thing, but getting the girl invested so she actually sticks around, that's a whole different fucking story. Then it doesn't matter if you've got model looks. You could have model looks and be an absolute pushover. You could have no charisma, no confidence. You could be weak as fuck. You could be needy. So the things that women are attracted to are much different to what men are attracted to. So think about power, dominance, social status. These are all things that you can affect. These are all variables that you can have control over. You can choose to exercise. You can choose to build a business. You can choose to become greater than you currently are, to exceed your own and everyone else's expectations. But you have to be committed to it. You really do have to be committed to it. And like I said before, set yourself a goal, set yourself a time frame. Like in 2 months, I'm going to create my own online business. I'm going to no longer am I going to be working at Sainsbury's or Starbucks or Costa fucking Coffee, but I'm gonna build this thing on the side. That's what I've done, you know. So use me as a living example. You know, I'll set up a magic business, set up a fucking day game business, helping guys such as you to live a life free from bullshit. I'll probably create other businesses throughout my life, going to like, I don't know, property or something, whatever. But like, it all starts with a decision. All right, so. Whew. When I want a fucking ferocious tirade there, but I think I feel passionate about this stuff because I don't like it when guys hold themselves back and they don't realize what they've been given and the opportunities that they've got. Yeah, you're only young once, so don't die with your music still inside of you, right? That's the fucking, that's the chat, because we're getting infiltrated, we're getting fucking avalanche of comments. I'm just gonna get fucking lost, mate. Right, we're back. Christian be slaying. I fucking comment. You just put a hashtag before that, man. Doing 5 approaches a day is enough. That's 35 approaches a week, or do you suggest more? The whole ideal approach metrics. Right, okay, look, I'll do this as quick as possible, but approaching. That makes no sense. Approaching is not seduction. Approaching is the first phase of a seduction. Just going and saying, I'm going to do 5 approaches today is a shit way of going about your business. Instead of saying, I'm going to do 5 approaches today, say to yourself, I'm going to have 5 conversations today. The approach is the easy part. People don't like it. People don't like to hear that shit. Approaching a woman is easy. We just overcomplicate it in our mind. It's the lack of social momentum. What's difficult, and the thing that I'm teaching, is the conversation side of things. And the conversation doesn't need to be, like we say, a poetic masterpiece where you're spitting out these extravagant lines here, there, and everywhere. It's about being able to be comfortable, to being able to marinate in the moment and actually be comfortable within these conversations. So the best advice I can give to you, if you are a beginner right now, if you've got decent social skills, then go out. If you can do it every day, fantastic. Go out and do at least one. Have at least one solid conversation. The amount of time that it lasts for will vary, but the longer the better. The more exposure that you can get, the better. But if you can have one solid conversation with a woman who you're attracted to once a day, do that for a month. Do that for a month. One conversation every day for a month. Aim to stay in that conversation. Aim to actually be present in that conversation. Don't just be going around spamming everybody, being like, hi, excuse me, you look really good, have a good day, and be like, tick, that's my approach done. That's shit. That's not going to get you anywhere. If your social anxiety is bad and doing that is a big step forward for you, then fine. But just don't get stuck there. Don't get trapped in the mentality that the more approaches that you do, the better your results are going to be. No, it's the more conversations that you have, the better your results are going to be. So stop going out to approach, start going out to actually have conversations. That's how you seduce the world. Conversations are where it's fucking at. Conversations, they might only last for 2 minutes at the start. They might last for less than that. But at least you're staying in there and you can build on that every single day that you go out there. Watch my uncut videos. Watch the flirt with the world video. It'll show you what I mean about just having conversations. Yeah, that's the best fucking value that I can give you. It's all free on my channel, so get involved. Oh, no, don't use that on Christian, because it looks like you're going to be a fucking grabber at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. What are your thoughts on field reports? Any specific template you use to get better? Not really. Field reports, people can just make shit up anyway. And it's the same with fucking lay reports, mate. I don't know why people get motivated by that shit. Anyone can fucking write up a fucking report online and be like, yeah, I did this. I don't get motivated by that shit. If I don't see it, then it doesn't fucking exist. So yeah, I wouldn't be asked. If you're using it to record your own progress, then fine. But the whole fucking field report, lay report, I think it's fucking obsolete now. Who gives a fuck? People think getting a number is success. Well, it is for some people, man. Getting a number is success, people. I mean, when you get your first number from cold approach, it feels fucking good, right? But over time, you realize that, yeah, a number doesn't equate to a date. Girls can give away numbers willy-nilly, but if you're it's all relative, man. Everything in life is relative, so it's fine. Hey Chris, how's it going? It's good, man. Jose, my guy in Argentina. It's going good, man. It's even better now that you're here in the fucking party. Other comment, what makes Christian's day game unique from other nonsense day gamers is that he has the non-needy vibe, take it or leave it type of game. That's what we call a true Casanova, and that's right, shit on the rest of them. Doctor, fucking hell, I've got a doctor here, Dr. A. Bowman, Jesus Christ, man. Fucking Casanova's getting to the medics. I can't find enough attractive women to get approaching numbers in. All the women that I found attractive were already taken, usually married. Travel, you know, it's an easy thing to fix. Just go around to different cities. I've been to like 20 different cities now in the UK. So if the women in your city are doing it for you, you know, go further afield. But I find it hard to believe that you can't find any attractive women who are like not taken. Like maybe you just need to go out at different times. Maybe you need to start going out like during the night and going to like venues and stuff. But yeah, just like travel around, man. Like there's plenty of opportunity around. Yeah, in the UK, if you need like any like breakdowns on any of the cities, I've been to a lot of them, so just get in contact, ukdaygame@gmail.com. I think the distance between you and the girl should depend upon how she says thank you to your compliment. Am I right, Christian? Yeah, that's a good point, man. In regards to the proximity that you're standing with girls, you can usually tell when you first approach how receptive that she is to you. So if she's got like a neutral response, maybe you don't want to be standing as close. But if you approach her and her eyes light up, she gives off that really feminine energy, she starts to get a little bit giggly, then that really is an invitation to get closer, to decrease the proximity. But if she's a bit startled, a bit taken aback, then you know, you want to be able to calibrate after the fact. We're not mind readers. We don't know how girls are going to react. But being able to calibrate after the fact rather than before, I think is a better way to go. It's like if you make a joke and it doesn't land, then it's better to be like, oh, you know what, maybe that was a bit too much. Rather than being in your head before you make the joke, being like, oh shit, should I say it? Should I say it? Should I say it? And then you do say it, it comes out shit anyway. So I think it's better to calibrate after the fact. Not just with Daygame, but in life in general. It makes life more exciting if you're not like in your head all the fucking time. Back to the chat. The best body language tip is standing like Cristiano Ronaldo. There we go, man. There we go. This guy knows. Man standing like C. Ronaldo. I think that's one of my favourite comments on my channel to this day, man. He used to have the fucking free kick formation. Torreira's been deplatformed. Yes, he has. R.I.P. What's Jose saying? True, at uni, I had to get female friends, so chatting to girls stop being scary actually helps a lot for Daygame. 100%, man. The more females that you can have in your life, the better your female fluency is going to be. The more time you spend around girls, you know, girls can smell that shit on you. Girls can tell a guy who spends a long time around girls and a guy who just fucking sits at home playing fucking Nintendo Switch. Active listening. Got a question out of the last. She told you. Active listening, get a question out of the last. Yeah. So yeah, in terms of running out of things to say, actually paying attention to what the girl's telling you, and then whatever she says, like use it to springboard into a new topic. Maybe she just said, yeah, I just moved to this city, and then you can be like, oh, you know, how are you finding it? Why did you move? Where did you move from? How does this city relate to the city that you were in previously? You know, these sort of open questions to get the girl to invest emotion. And that's what you want, a girl to invest emotion into. Remember, investment beats attraction. Mic drop. Yeah. I'm in my initial days of going out. Did you ever have days where you're just getting rejected left, right, and center, and how not to let that affect you? Yeah, of course, man. Of course I fucking did. Still fucking do. It's part of the game, man. It's called game for a reason. But certainly, you know, you can definitely decrease the amount of, well, like rejection is quite a vague a vague piece of terminology. What does rejection actually mean? Does it mean that the girl won't even stop for you and have a conversation? Or does it mean that you get to like the number close and she's like, sorry, I've got a boyfriend, sorry, I'm seeing someone. Relating to that objection, that very common Daygame objection where a girl's like, sorry, I'm seeing someone, tomorrow's video is going to be dedicated exclusively to that topic. And you know how it is on this channel right now. We don't just talk about it, we show you. So you're going to get a full in-field video of me chatting with a really attractive girl in London. Gets to the point where she's like, oh, I'm actually seeing someone. I'm going to show you exactly how to overcome that objection in real time, plus the full breakdown. So get buzzed, get giddy, get excited for that video. 6 p.m. tomorrow, GMT. It's going to be a fucking good one, man. So yeah, in terms of like rejection and stuff, like, look, we're all human beings, and getting like a lot of blowouts can definitely affect your mental state, which is why it's important to not have Daygame as your entire reason for being. Yeah, you have to be creating this seductive lifestyle for yourself where you've got loads of different shit going on. If the only reason that you're getting out of bed in the morning is to do Daygame, if the only thing you're thinking about is Daygame, then all of your sense of self-worth is going to be pinned onto Daygame. And I did go through this phase when I first started. Like, I was obsessed with it. And I think that was a reason why I was able to get so good so quickly. But the obsessive nature certainly has its downfalls. Like, I went through a phase when I first started where it was just literally do Daygame, listen to Daygame podcasts, watch Daygame videos, rinse and repeat. And it does get a bit much over time, and you have to learn to balance. I think calibrated chaos can be good, and I do recommend to... was it Baxter who was like, if you don't crash the car, you won't know how fast it can go. But obviously car crashes have casualties. So it can be good to go out there to really just immerse yourself. And I do recommend an immersion period, but just be careful with it because you don't want to just be doing Daygame all the fucking time, especially if you've been doing this for a few years now. You should really be considering integrating it more into your lifestyle. You shouldn't just be going around, parading around the fucking pavements, doing the same shit all the time. Like, you should be thinking of cultivating a seductive lifestyle where you're finding fulfillment in many things. You're doing loads of different things. And Daygame, meeting women, is simply a compliment to your existence. And when you do meet girls who you are attracted to, you bring them into your reality rather than being like, she's asking, what do you do? And you're like, what do you mean, what do I do? I kind of just like go around the streets and like talk to girls. It's just a bit fucking sad, really, isn't it? So, it's your life, do what you want. But for me, you need to have other shit going on, and that'll make the blowouts, whatever, more palatable. The final thing I'll say about rejections is, I know it's difficult, but just don't take it personally. Like, a girl can reject you for a multitude of reasons, and usually it's got very little to do with you. Maybe she's having a shit day, maybe a dog died, maybe she's absolutely besotted with her significant other, she's got no room in her mind for anyone else. Like, there's so many more reasons. So rather than being like, oh, it's me, it might be you. Maybe you just don't fucking have the skill set yet. Maybe you don't have the social skills. Maybe you don't look like you own your shit. Then it is more on you. But sometimes just incompatibility, man. Incompatibility is a thing as well. Like, sometimes you could approach a girl and for whatever reason, the chemistry is just not there. And that's fine. But like we said in the previous thing, remember, going out with the mindset that this is your world, this is your reality, you're inviting people who do it for you. Put yourself on a pedestal. Don't be seeing every woman as holding the keys to your happiness. You hold those keys, all right? So it's how you feel about yourself. Fuck the world. Live for you. That's the best mantra to go with. Comments. Back to them. How long are we going for? 52 minutes, mate. It's a great fucking value. Like the video. If you're watching this, like the video. And subscribe as well. Jesus fucking Christ. If you're not liking the videos, if you're not subscribed, that is a fucking travesty, mate. So yeah, like the vid, subscribe, comment as well, because that's cool, man. I think, so this is a comment, not a question. We welcome all sorts on this side. I think a lot of guys nowadays gave up on Daygame because of the black pill and few rejections without trying to maximize the SMV. The black pill, Jesus Christ. I've never really got down the whole like different color pill rabbit hole. So for me, pills are fun to take, but I don't really fucking get too invested in the whole like sort of what color pill you fucking are. For me, the whole black pill thing is simply guys in the bedroom who don't get laid and they're angry about life, and rather than taking responsibility, they wallow. And that's basically what it comes down to. We could all be like that. We could all wallow. We could all hate the world. We could all choose to not take accountability. But if you go through life with a mantra that everything is my fault and you take accountability for it, then it's fucking fine. And I think the whole like different pills and stuff, just for guys who've got too much fucking time on their hands. If you were living an extravagantly seductive lifestyle, if you were actually happy to be you, mate, you won't give a fuck about any of that shit, because so much of it is just fucking bullshit theory. Like, some of it might hold truth. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. To be honest, I don't really fucking care. Not asked about any of the whole, like, black pill type of shit. So whatever. If you want to side with the whole, like, all that shit, do what you want. But, life is outside, man. Life is happening outside your fucking window. So rather than getting angry about it, go explore. Go be an abstract adventurer. You've got no time for that shit then. So yeah, black pill. Go fuck yourself. Back to the questions. I'll have to start doing like live streams on the laptop at some point. But we'll get there. You are a complete package. Stop flirting with me. Your podcast is very deep. I'm sure that once your channel booms, you'll start motivating us about everything in life. We have also just begun. We can all grow together. Exactly, man. Yeah, 100%. Like this channel, it will evolve. It's a personal brand. That's how I would describe it. Like, it's not like a fucking company, So, yeah, the way that I like to view my content, it's a personal playlist of personal philosophies. My mantra is freedom from bullshit, and doing Daygame, performing magic, traveling places, doing crazy shit. It's all an extension of my freedom from bullshit personality. That's how I view it. I'm not a Daygamer. I'm not a fucking pickup artist. I'm a guy who wants to live a life free from bullshit, and however I choose to do that, I'll do it. So yeah, hopefully you get inspired more by other things, not just like the Daygame side of things. Because that's what I want. I want to be a figure that you can get motivated by whenever you're doing anything in your life. Maybe it's a job interview. Maybe you're, gonna get married, or maybe you have to do a best man speech. Whatever. Like, if you can get motivation from me, like, I'm happy, man. I'm happy. I've already fucking made it. Happy fucking days, man. What are your thoughts about cold approach in conservative countries? Can't really comment, mate. I've only done it in the UK. I've not hopped on a plane yet, so I guess it's understanding the terrain in which you're socializing. But listen, you can never defeat human biology. I've been with girls. I've been with girls who are from conservative countries, but they're still human beings. They still like what we like. They still enjoy being sexual. It may be frowned upon in their culture, but you can't keep basic biology down. So, if you are in a country, then obviously understand the social terrain, the social arena that you're playing in. But, for me, people are people. People want to connect. People want to have unreal experiences, have wild times with wild people. So, don't view it too much in like a cultural thing. See it more in a biological way. And people just want to have fucking fun, don't they? So, yeah. Can't really comment on the actual going to these countries though. Very soon though. I'd like to hop on a plane soon. Maybe make some. I'm gonna go to Barcelona this year, I think. But I want to make some infield videos abroad. Like the video if you want to see some like the video if you want to see Stay Sexy Worldwide. Christine Casanova goes global. And actually, let me know, maybe that would be quite cool. Actually, if you're watching this now, let me know what countries you would like to see me, or even okay, two things. Let me know different UK cities that you would like me to go to and make videos, and also let me know what countries you'd be interested. Don't go for some random ones, don't get me to go and make Islamabad infields, because that may be tricky. Keep it fucking realistic, and don't get me going to Antarctica or somewhere. But just let me know. I want this channel to be about you guys. So if you've got cities in the UK that you'd like to see videos, or if you've got some places abroad, then let me know. I'm not saying it'll definitely happen, but it's good to have that understanding of the people, yeah? Because it's the people that make the channel work. So big appreciation for you all. Thank you for being here as well. I realise that actually 9 and 10 girls respond better than most 5 and 6 girls in terms of Daygame. Do you agree? I used to approach the easy ones. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think it's because if you're approaching girls who know that they look really good, then they kind of already have an understanding of how it goes. If you approach a girl who's let's say a 5 out of 10, and you're excuse me, I just saw you and you look really good, she may take your compliment as being insincere. But I think because hot girls are used to getting attention, not necessarily attention in person, but they've got so much validation from social media that they know they look good. And I think if you can comment on a hot girl's energy or her vibe or something non-physical, then that's how you can make it play better. So yeah, I think The other thing as well is that the absolute worldies, like when you see an absolute worldie, she's not getting approached by guys during the daytime because they're all too fucking scared. So even if nothing happens with that girl, you'll get such a boost from being the one guy who is able to separate himself from the herd and actually have a conversation with that girl and actually being able to humanize it, being like, listen, I saw you. You look good, but I wanted to come and see if you were cool. I wanted to see what else you've actually got. Because, I don't know about you guys, but I think, like, the whole, like, day game sort of industry has always promoted and popularized, like, it's all about getting the hottest, the highest tier girls. But, like, some of the hottest girls who I've been with have actually been the most fucking boring, have actually been the most annoying, have actually been the most intolerable. So I think that whole thing's a myth. I think it should be whatever defines seductive success for you. It doesn't necessarily mean going and getting the hottest girl in the club. Certainly that'll give you an ego boost. Certainly it feels good to do it. It feels amazing to walk into a venue and you've got the hottest girl in that venue with you. Yeah, it feels fucking good. But it's like I said before, man, for me it's more about chemistry. It's about being with a girl who I actually have insane chemistry with. And that can be quite difficult to find. And just because a girl's hot doesn't mean that she's going to be arousing. Doesn't mean that she's going to do it for me. Like, I've got I've got peculiar tastes, let's put it that way. So it's like, I will lay out my terms and conditions to girls who I'm with. And if they're not down for it, they're not fucking down for it. So it's, you've got to polarize. You've got to polarize the world. You've got to filter to find your people. Fuck what the industry tells you. Fuck what the industry says to you. Fuck what dating coaches say equates to success. Because it's like, who gives a fuck what other people want? It's what do you want? Like, what is your ideal woman? I think for a lot of guys who get into this, they just want to be wanted. I think a lot of guys, if they were honest with themselves, they just want a girlfriend. They want to have a long-term relationship. But the industry has shit over that desire. It's made it cool to be like, no, it's all about getting notches, cranking through the numbers. And yeah, that's got its place, but like, that might not be what you want. Like, I know for me personally, the industry that I'm working in, the lifestyle that I live, I don't want to have a relationship right now. If I did, I would go and I would get a relationship with a girl who I was immensely attracted to. But don't get brainwashed by the brain dead. Have a clear idea of what it is that you want. Like, I think the whole, like, notches, all that stuff, it's like I don't give a fuck about that stuff. Like, I would much, it's quality over quantity. Like, you can have both, have a quality of quantity, great, but really decide what it is that you want. Don't do things just because you think it's cool or the thing that you have to do. It's your life, man. Live by your fucking rules. If someone says something that you don't like, just reject it from your fucking reality. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I can't remember what the original point was, but hashtag live as you please, man. Let's see. I am gonna get through all these. I don't even care how long it takes. I'm gonna get through all of these fucking comments. Thoughts on meditation and reading? Any must-read book recommendations that shaped who you are today? Oh, what a naughty, filthy fucking question that is. I mean, I graduated in English literature, so the books that I will recommend to you won't be the traditional self-helpy type of books. For me, I'm inspired massively by anti-heroes, all right? So figures that you may see in literature, in cinema, in society who you shouldn't like, but you do like them because they're fucked up in some way, because they've got that dark edge to them. So my favorite book is called Perfume. It's a book by Patrick Suskind. When I'm with girls who I really like, I'll give them a copy of the book to read. And girls are into fucking filthy shit. It's basically the story of a murderer. And when I tell girls that, their sadistic eyes light up and they will devour the contents of that book. Perfume by Patrick Suskind. It's not about Daygame. It's not really even about seduction, but it's just a beautifully written book. You can smell the perfume, the perfume in the contents of the book. Not literally, but like it's the description is so heavy. Perfume by Patrick Suskind is my favorite book. Again, it probably won't do much for your day game, but it'll make you a more interesting character, certainly. And that's the books that I read. I read because I enjoy reading, not because I want to get information, but because I want inspiration. So, top books, Perfume, Patrick Suskind, Crime and Punishment, That's fucking great. What else have I read that I really like? On the Road, Jack Kerouac. That's a fucking great book. On the Road by Jack Kerouac. If you want to do traveling, I remember I was reading that book as I was doing like my UK tour. It's just a book really about traveling the United States, and it's fucking incredible. It always gives me that inspiration to travel, to meet new places, to go to do new things. He does a lot of hitchhiking in the book. I remember the other month I had to get to a magic gig. I had no money on me. My phone was dying. This place was in the sticks. It had no Uber, and I literally had to hitchhike to the gig. I don't think I would have done that if I hadn't read that book, because it just like, I don't know, just normalised a lot of shit. So it's whatever. But okay, but I'll try and make it practical for you, because I'm pretty sure not everyone's into like fucking English literature. He's not a fucking nerd like me. Fight Club's also a great book, but the film is better. Actual like books on seduction, anything by Robert Greene, there you fucking go. There is a wholesome practical piece. The Art of Seduction, the 48 Laws of Power, Laws of Human Nature, in that order. I think The Art of Seduction is better than the 48 Laws of Power. A lot of the Laws of Power contradict themselves, but I think seduction, learning seduction, is the ultimate way to establish power. Because for me, seduction is simply learning how to get what you want. Yeah, that's what game is at its essence. It's learning how to get what you want. I think the old school days was game would get guys to fake value. Yeah, that's what game was. I think that's what game is in the early stages. You're what's the word? You're embodying characteristics of a high value guy, yeah? So it's sort of like fake it till you make it in the early days. But eventually you realize that, why do I need to fake this shit? Why don't I just become a high value fucking guy? I don't really like the term high value guy. It kind of cringes me out these days, but you know, when we talk about high value guy, for me it's a powerful man. That's what it is. It's learning how to become a powerful man. Learn how to dominate the world, how to dominate your reality, how to dominate your own mind. So you wake up every day with a sense of mission, a sense of purpose, a sense of self-adoration. So rather than faking it, believe it till you become it, but actually be making active efforts towards becoming the person you want to be. So much like writing down what your ideal woman looks like, write down what your ideal self looks like. How does that person walk? How does that person talk? How does that person act? How does that person look? How does he make other people feel? This is how you create the seductive self, right? So like this fucking video for the absolute, think of a word, volcano of fucking value that is erupting from the summit right now. Like the video, like the live, share it, tell your friends about it, leave a fucking comment, subscribe to me. A lot of value is being shared. I hope you appreciate it, man, because it's for free for you for fucking ever. Let's get back to the comments, because I am on an absolute pilgrimage to get through all of these certified stunners, mate, of comments. God, there is fucking a lot of them, isn't there? Right, meditation. Oh yeah, thoughts of meditation. Yeah, do it. But I think the best sort of practice for like doing this stuff is just social exposure, getting out and actually doing it. Like sitting cross-legged on the floor in a lotus flower position is probably going to do very little for your actual like approach anxiety. Just get more social momentum. Next comment. Being inspired by you, Christian. That's what you fucking make the shit for, man. Went ahead and approached 15 women, got 2 numbers, but no response when I call. I wouldn't be calling them. I wouldn't call numbers that you get. I mean, you can do. It's fine. I would be voice messaging those women. I voice message people all the time. So you went out today, you did 15 approaches. Make sure you're actually having conversations, not just being like approach, conversation. You got 2 numbers, and you called them. Yeah, I wouldn't bother calling them. I think once you've got a little bit of rapport established, then you can start to, get on the phone and be like, "Aya, what you wearing today?" But just send them a voice message. Be playful with your tonality. Maybe I'll make a video on how to actually send quality voice messages. But to practice, it's actually really easy. Just send voice messages to people who you've already got in your phone book, like your family, your friends. Start voice messaging people, because voice messages, that makes no fucking sense. Voice messages will set you apart as well. Like, not only have you approached a girl stone cold sober during the day, but you're voice messaging her as well. Confidence on the fucking level, mate. Do you know what I mean? So Get comfortable with voice messages. Sending voice messages will also get you able to listen back to yourself, how you actually sound. A lot of guys are resistant to listening to themselves back, but I can say firsthand, one of the greatest ways that you can make progress is by actually listening to your conversations back. So the guys who I work with during my online coaching programs, I'll get them to send me their audio infields, and I can break them down in minute detail so they know the things that they're doing wrong, the things that they can work on. Because a lot of times we are blissfully unaware of our own bad habits. So if you can actually record yourself and listen to it back, great, because it'll get you understanding the non-verbal, the verbal side of things, and also the non-verbal side of things. So like the vocal tonality, how you're actually delivering the words, the emphasis that you're placing. So yeah, go out there, record your conversations. If you want me to listen to them, then get involved in my online coaching programs. All the information's on my website, www.christiancasanova.com. You can work with me anywhere in the fucking world. Christian Casanova worldwide. So yeah, the final thing I'll say about that is, like, if you've gone out, approached loads of girls, you didn't get anything back, fine, move on, don't worry about it. It happens all the fucking time. My guy in NYC has asked a question, why do girls flake? We covered this in the previous live stream, but let's leave no stone unturned. Off the top of my fucking head, why girls flake? Very, very simple. She might not be into you from the get-go. She gave you her number just because she wanted to be polite. Girls are brought up to be polite, so she just did it to sort of, like, you know, just make life easier for herself. She may flake. I mean, there's different types of flake as well. Did she flake because she didn't respond to the first message? Did she flake for the date? Did she flake after you hooked up? There's loads of different types of flakes, but could have just been a level of incompatibility. Remember, attraction is fluid. A girl might be into you on the street, but after a few hours pass, she might not be into you anymore. Maybe she met someone else. Maybe another fucking guy approached her and she's like, oh my God, you're the one. So, you know, don't take it too personally. Girls can flake for a multitude of reasons. You'll never know. You'll never know the reason why that individual girl flaked. If you approach Barbara and you were like, oh my God, Barbara, what a great conversation that was. You get back 2 hours later, you send her a voice message, everything goes so smoothly, and Barbara, you never hear from her again. Her picture on WhatsApp changes to the anonymous robot. She's blocked you. What did I do wrong? You probably didn't do anything wrong, man. She probably just not into it after some time had elapsed. So the more you open, the more you close, play the field, go out, cultivate those full-bodied relationships with people, and just realize that it's called game for a reason, man. So, you know, don't get too fucking butthurt about anything that happens to you in the field. Back to things. Next one. Nicholas, my guy in Costa Rica. Hey, man, just dropping quickly while eating breakfast, and I'm off the races, gym, errands, work. I'm watching the start of the live stream, by the way. My guy Nicholas in Costa Rica. I appreciate you, man. You're a true Casanovian. You've been with us for a while now. Certified fucking legend, mate. I appreciate your support. Nicholas made a really good comment on one of my videos. It was on the rejection reel where he said, like, Daygame was putting yourself through the social fire, which I think is fucking volcanic levels of infernal fire that was just spewed there. It is. Daygame is putting yourself through the social fire. Daygame, learning this skill set, it will change your fucking life. If you commit to it, if you view it as having this longer term perspective where you're not going to become a day gamer, learn day game, but do not become a day gamer. Learning the skill of cold approach will set you apart from pretty much every other fucking guy on the planet. And the world really is your oyster then. Like, you can go do whatever the fuck you want. For most guys, approaching a girl sober during the day when people are watching, that is like the final frontier of self-discovery. If you can do that, mate, it's just a different fucking place. You know, I used to think I was confident before I got involved with this. Now I realise, mate, I knew nothing about life. I was a fucking idiot. I'm in a completely different place 18 months later. And I got great at this skill set in a matter of months. And that's why, in my opinion, I am the best person to learn from, especially when it comes to UK coaching. I don't think anybody can match me with the level of social expertise that I've established. Not just doing day game, not just learning seduction, but being a magician for the past 10 years, going from an absolute social misfit to a social fucking maestro. So you know what to do. If you want to work with me, especially this coming year, 2022, is going to be the fucking year to revolutionise reality. Drop me an email, ukdaygame@gmail.com. Sign up for my upcoming Valentine's Day bootcamp in London, 11th to the 14th of February. All the info is on the website. Back to the fucking comments, mate. 73 minutes have passed, and we are still going strong, man. I have great results with opening and closing, but I don't resonate with starting a conversation. What do I need to do to get her to pick up my call after? I don't resonate with starting a conversation. What do you mean you don't resonate with starting a conversation? Do you mean like you don't want to have a conversation? You need to have a conversation, man. Like you can't just be like going up like saying, "Oh yeah, you look nice. Here's your number." Then what are you going to talk about on the date? Start like fucking stone cold. Do you mean like when it comes to like the messaging and stuff? Like I said, don't bother calling her. Send voice messages. So just be like, let's say you met Barbara again, yeah. So you're like, "Yo, Barbara, it's Christian. Like, do you always seduce magicians on the street? Or am I just like special in that?" And then that's how I would kick off that conversation. You know, be playful, be cheeky with it. That's how you get the ball rolling with the texting thing. But with the whole texting thing, like, there is very little to do when it comes to texting. The texting should just be a vessel to get her out on a date. The investment should already be created in that opening sort of sequence. Loving the live stream, Christian. Hope you had a Merry Christmas from your friendly neighborhood spider, Dan. Wait, is that Dan? Is that camera Dan? I actually know. I actually think it might be, to be fair. Dan, if it's you, Merry Christmas, mate. I hope America's going sick. You better come back soon. So I want you to film some more videos for me. You'll be able to. Dan will fucking love this coat, man. I got another one as well. It's like a fucking fur coat, mate. I was like, yeah, mate, we're gonna be making infills around London or wherever we end up with a new fucking fur coat on. I'm waiting for the comments to be like, bro, what's that coat? Like, you've answered your question, man. It's a fucking coat. Completely unrelated. That's what we like. But what are your what are your religious views? Do you think you have this I don't give a fuck attitude because you just don't believe in anything? Like, this is all we have. I do believe in things. I just don't believe. I'm an atheist. I don't believe that there's a God. I believe, like Nietzsche said, God is dead. I don't think God died as a physical person. I just think the sense of morality and the sentiments that people are shackled by, thinking that some God is going to castrate them because they act in a certain way, is complete bullshit. I think it's brainwashing the masses. I don't believe in a God. I believe in the power of the self. I think that I don't believe in fate. I believe in free will. I believe that all of us have it within us to extremely enrich and become greater versions of ourselves. I don't put any emphasis on like idols and figures. I believe that I'm the greatest person in my reality. All I'm ever going to know is me. Yeah, it's like solipsism, where you believe that only the self is real, which can actually be a really good mental exercise to get you out the whole like spotlight effect. So it's like, I think that Daygame, seduction, life is theatre, yeah? And I believe that it's like the self is real. And I'm not going to know I'm not going to know how anybody else perceives me. Perception is reality. What I believe, that's true. That's how I live my life. I believe in me. That's all I believe in. I don't care about shit, just not the chair. I don't give a fuck about like deities and all that shit. It's like, I'm me, I'm living my life. I do give a fuck. I give massive amounts of fucks, but I give the least amount of fucks, if that makes sense. It's like, I don't give a fuck about things that don't concern my reality. I reject all the bullshit from my reality, and I just pay attention to things that are conducive to my existence. That's how I live my life. If you're religious, I completely tolerate that. I'm not like fucking like, oh, you know, like different views and stuff, but I choose to just stay away from all that shit, to be honest, man. Like, whatever. I was not brought up in a religious household. Maybe you were, so your life's different. You know, if I was you, I would be exactly the same. So, you know, I've got a tolerance for everybody. Might not like everybody, but whatever. I've got a tolerance for people. Next question. Conservative countries I approached in India. There you go. Abe approached in India, and Abe does well for himself in India. So, fucking happy days there. You can make it work. I mean, my guy Rahul is an Indian dating coach, so he makes shit happen. If you're in India and you want a dating coach in India, go to Meniverse. He's got a sick channel. Everyone's like, yo, go Germany. Sick. Germany, I mean, Berlin's one of my favourite cities, so that actually might be a shout. Berlin, Daygame. Like the video if you want to see me go to Berlin. Like, Berlin is literally, mate, that would actually be sick. Definitely my sort of vibe. Like, Berlin, Amsterdam, that would actually be sick. Maybe me and Dan can get a Euro tour underway. Gonna go Barca, want to go Paris. But yeah, Berlin and like maybe Amsterdam potentially would be actually sick to do like the first Stay Sexy Worldwide sort of shindig. What to do if she gives Instagram instead of number? Well, it depends what you've gone in with. If you're like, drop me a number and she's like, take my Instagram, then usually, I mean, you can see in most of my infields, I'm like, no, I prefer your number. If she gives a justification as to why she prefers Instagram, then just go for the Instagram, man. If your Instagram is on point, then you've got nothing to worry about. If your Instagram shit, I would advise you to get that sorted out. Like, my Instagram is good, but I prefer just to take girls' numbers because I prefer voice messaging on WhatsApp, but I certainly wouldn't lose anything. I think I would probably gain more traction if I was Instagram closing, because like my Instagram is decent. But for me, I just prefer the traditional going for numbers. And I've even been in conversation with girls, especially French girls. They prefer you to take their number. I remember a girl who I was speaking with in London, like whenever it was. She was like, yeah, in Paris you take a girl's number, not her Instagram. So she was like happy that I did that. So it might be a cultural thing. One sec. I'm just going to get a glass of water. BRB, the sink's just there. You can see my legs. I got a new glass yesterday as well, because my old glass had the fucking handle missing off it. Oh, look at those. Put your legs away, mate. Socks are fucking filthy as well. Fucking hell, people still here as well. I thought I was going to come back, and there's like 0 people. Yeah, I picked up this glass from Morrison's yesterday, £2, should have been £3.50. And now I feel like fucking James Bond. I was drinking my coffee from this morning, I was like, yeah mate, you fucking made it. Oh, sick. So yeah, Germany's potential. So yeah, like the video, comment. We're basically commenting where you want to see Christian go in, like seducing the world and stuff. Definitely will make it happen. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Germany, you would like South America. In Colombia, you'd smash it and come to Argentina. I would love to come Argentina, mate. I'm actually learning. I'm committing myself to learning Spanish, so watch this space. Because for me, if I'm going to travel to a country, I want to be able to speak the language. I think it's a very lazy tourist mindset where it's like, especially British people, you know, they'll go to a country and they'll just expect everybody to speak English. I think it's rude, to be honest, if you're going to a country and you expect people to speak English. So yeah, Colombia, if you can speak Spanish, yeah, 100%, man. Like, when I plan a trip to South America, or even when the Barcelona trip that I'm planning gets established, you know, the Spanish is going to be on point, man, because I don't want to get there and be another fucking tourist. Any ideas on how to deal with guys coming and cock blocking your set? A lot of times I'm having a great conversation, then a friend or a guy just comes in. Yeah, for that one, man, watch my video. It's how to make your conversations with girls more natural. And in that conversation, the friend comes in as I'm getting to the number close. Watch that video. The best advice I can give to you is just treat them as if they're your friend. Don't see them as a cock block. That's your mentality's fucking you up. See them as a friend. See them as like they're on your side. See it as collaborative rather than competitive. And then they won't be a problem for you. Get them on side. Don't pay them too much attention, but at the same time, you don't want to alienate them, yeah? So, yeah, if someone comes in when you're chatting with a girl, just roll with it, like, enjoy it. It's like, it'll help you get more socially versatile to have to mingle with new people. So, no obstacles, just opportunities. Someone put that in a hashtag and put it on a t-shirt. Islamabad is possible, Chris. My friend did it in Kathmandu, Nepal. Got a mate, actually, who's Nepalese. Shout out Sushil, if you're watching, mate. Hashtag do it for the lols, 100%. I watched the movie Perfume. Oh yeah, there is that film. The film I hear, I've not actually watched it. Apparently it's not as good as the book, but c'est la vie. Do you ever teach any conversation drills, exercises to become a better conversationalist? Yeah, certainly, man. Yeah, when guys work with me in person, even my online guys as well, we talk about how to have more full-bodied conversations, how to actually keep that social and seductive vibe flowing. So if you're interested in getting involved, just drop me an email, ukdaygame@gmail.com. I won't give away the things that guys are paying for, because that's just whatever. But yeah, if you want to get involved, get involved. If you don't want to, then just keep watching the live stream, man. All sweet. Would be nice to travel, but I don't want to bow down at the altar of Jabbo. Who's Jabbo? Is that Steve Jabber? Oh yeah, I don't know what that means, but yeah, if you'd love to travel, mate. Oh, Jabba, you mean the fucking jab, mate? Whatever. You don't want to get jabbed, that's fine. Your life, do what you want, man. You can still go around places in your country. You know, traveling doesn't have to mean you get on a plane. It could just mean you get on a fucking bicycle and do like a fucking tour of your wherever you live. You know, get creative with it. Should men in their 40s approach ladies in their 30s, or is it massively creepy? That's a very specific question. Should men in their 40s approach... Well, okay, let's say that you actually know how old girls are. Basically, the question is, should older guys day game? That's basically the question. Yes, because a lot of the guys who I work with are older guys. I've worked with guys in their 40s, late 30s, in their 50s. And like I was saying before, what I'm teaching is seduction. It doesn't have to be parading around the pavements, going up to girls, starting conversations that way. If you're an older guy, I would highly recommend that you focus more on social sort of meetups, events. Go to places like social events, like maybe gigs, events, where there's going to be people. You don't, like, I know Torero used to be like, you know, go around, doesn't matter how old you are, but I think the playing field has certainly changed. But yeah, mate, it's certainly not difficult to make things happen. If you're a guy in your 40s, to make things happen with women in their 30s, well possible. It's, look, the whole, like, is it creepy? Is it weird? Is it strange? It's only weird if you're weird. It's only creepy if you're creepy. It's only strange if you're strange. She feels what you feel. And a big part of the seductive process is permission, giving yourself permission to do the things that you want to do. So you're not going to make women feel creepy if you've already given yourself that permission. So focus on building that seductive lifestyle. Go to events, go to gigs, go to gatherings. Integrate it more into your lifestyle. Go to places, like filter the locations you go to for the type of woman you're looking for. So maybe you're in John Lewis, maybe you're in like a higher tier shopping center and you see a woman who you're really attracted to. Then you can go and you can have a spontaneous conversation. Daygame isn't just about the streets. Daygame is simply being able to have spontaneous conversation with people, which is like not in a bar or a nightclub, in like more unconventional areas. That's what Daygame is for me. And seduction is learning the skill set of Daygame and then living more intuitively with it. So is it creepy for guys in their 40s to approach women in their 30s? No. It's only weird if you think it's weird. So come on, you'll be fine. Just you'll get the reference experience by going out and actually having conversations and living that seductive lifestyle for yourself. That's the chat. Fucking hell, this is the longest live stream yet. Yeah, but mate, you've only done 2 live streams. Shut the fuck up. Next question. When I get to 100 years old, I will keep approaching girls in their 20s. Good for you, man. You know, as long as your mobility's in check. Do what the fuck you want, Kaya. What got me over rejection was having an abundance chooser mindset. I'm looking for a fun, friendly, down-to-earth girl. She's auditioning to be with me. If she's not friendly, etc., then she missed out. Yeah, there you go. James has got a great mindset. People are auditioning for you. Rate that idea. That's exactly how you want to be going in with it. And people are like, yeah, but you approached her. Yeah, you approached her to see if she was cool because you wanted to find out. So there's a really great Chinese proverb. Don't listen to what they say, go see. Too many people are listening to what other people are saying without actually going and venturing themselves. Too many guys are getting bogged down in the whole black pill community. Fuck what they say, go see for yourself. The world's not as messed up as you think. The world's not as scary as you think. Yeah, the world is fucked up in many ways, but you can find beauty in everything. You just have to choose to find it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, hashtag deep, mate. Thoughts on doing Daygame in city with less than 200,000 people possible? Great question. Daygame in a smaller city. Right, listen up, fellas. I'm going to be releasing a podcast episode with a very good friend of mine, Sam, who lives in a smaller city. And that podcast, I will release it. I tell you what, I'll release the podcast when this live stream finishes, yeah? Release the podcast. Listen to that podcast. You can get the podcast. Just Google Christian Casanova podcast. It's on all major podcasting platforms, but it's dedicated to small town seduction. So how you can make it work for yourself in a smaller city. Because the idea has always been, if you live in a smaller city, you have to vacate. You have to go elsewhere. But Sam is a living example of how you can make small town seduction work for you. All right, so listen to that podcast. Christopher Lingard. Listen to that. That'll help you. Do you ever practice visualization, like visualizing the set going well, her giving you the number? No, not really. Just go in there and do it. Also, can we stop calling conversations sets? It's another thing, another obsolete, no, it's not obsolete, it's archaic pickup terminology. And it might sound like a small thing. I'm going to go on a rant here, but it's valuable, so listen up. Guys, when they call conversations sets, that's the guy who's too down the pickup rabbit hole, because it might seem like a small thing, but by labeling your conversations as sets, you create this us against them mentality. They're not sets, they're conversations. If you're speaking to your mum, you won't be like, oh, that was a really good set. No, you'd be like, that was a lovely conversation with my mum. So can we please stop calling conversations with girls sets? Sets is what you do at the fucking gym with your fucking dumbbells in your hands. Not when you're talking with girls. Stop labeling things as sets. It's just weird, man. So, yeah, have conversations. But no, to answer your question, I don't visualize shit. I just go out and do shit. And if it goes good, it goes good. If it doesn't go good, I move on. I've got a very short-term memory, so whatever. But yeah, visualization, no. Sets needs to fucking go, mate. Get rid of it. Get rid of it from the lexicon. When I'm president, we're getting rid of that shit. Make Berlin happen. Fucking hell, everyone's fucking jizzing over Berlin. How does your regular day look like? What a great question. Maybe I should make one of those vloggy day in the life. It'd be the most rogue day in the life. I might make that actually when me and Dan film again. It's like Christian Casanova day in the life, because like it's actually a good point, because like obviously I do more shit than just going around chatting to girls. Like, I've integrated it into my life now, where it's just like, if I've got to fucking think of some random place that I would go to. If I've got a Cafe Nero, when they've got the offers on, when you get a free coffee Monday to Thursday, if I see a girl as I'm coming out of Cafe Nero, or inside Cafe Nero, or at the bus station, go strike up a conversation with her. I'm not like, right, today I need to go and have 5 conversations. It's like, yo, I'm going to go out there, seduce the world today, I'll get my Cafe Nero, whatever happens, happens. But yeah, I break down my day. Like, I do intermittent fasting. I'm the only guy who does the whole seduction thing. When me and Dan are filming, I don't eat anything. Like, I'm fasted for the majority of the day. I fast for 20 hours. I've got a 4-hour feeding window. I don't eat a lot of carbohydrates anymore. I used to eat a lot of like oatmeal and stuff, but it kind of slows me down now. So restrict the carbohydrates. I find that I'm way more mentally sharp when I'm fasted. Fasting isn't for everybody, but if you've not tried it, I would certainly recommend giving it a bash. I have way better conversations with women when I'm fasted. I have a more productive day. But yeah, my days consist of making videos, producing podcasts, spending good time with good people, not taking life too seriously. Like I said, giving the most fucks, but giving the least fucks. Getting outside, exercising, eating well. Your diet dictates your day. Don't eat shit, otherwise you'll feel like shit. I make sure everything that goes into my body is fucking on point. Like, a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, all that good shit. Like, you know, I think the days have gone now. It's like, oh yeah, I'm a pickup artist. I sleep on a gravy stained mattress. All I've got in my locker is lines and techniques. I eat McDonald's every night. Like, not only is that shit expensive, but that shit is just inconducive to a fucking seductive lifestyle. So get your life on point, mate. You'll do your wonders. But yeah, maybe I'll make like a day in the life type of vid if people actually care about it. Most people probably won't, so might make it anyway, to be fair. Make Berlin happen. Yep. Off topic, what is your view on COVID-19 jab? Did you get it or not? Yeah, I got jabbed because I want to travel, basically. It's the only reason I got it. I think, look, I don't want to get into the whole, like, should you get jabbed, should you not get jabbed? Like I say, it's your life, do what you want. If you want to get jabbed, get jabbed. If you've got a reason not to, whatever. People are like, yeah, but they're, like, going to chip us and track our movements. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, if Boris Johnson wants to track my movements and watch me having a shit at 2 a.m. in the morning, he's more than fucking welcome. But, mate, they've been tracking our movements for years, so, you know, don't worry about it. Geomaxing is very different to approaching girls around London. Suburbs for me, totally different vibe. Right, I learned about geomaxing recently. You have to understand that my sort of pickup lexicon is very, very poor. I realized geomax is simply going, like traveling to a new country in order to like propel your value. So, yeah, I mean, like the whole like geomaxing thing for me, it's nothing new. Like guys have always done it. It's why guys go on fucking holidays. It's why guys go to Ibiza. It's because they want to. The like everything guys do realistically is to get laid. That's basically why guys do things. So traveling abroad was simply a way to which they would do it. But I think this industry just likes labeling things a certain thing. It sounds cool, doesn't it? Geomaxing. But yeah, you know, I mean, cultures are different as well, you know. But I can't comment on this sort of thing because I've not travelled since becoming involved in the world of seduction. But I can't wait to do it because I think it's going to be amazing. I'm really excited to jump on a plane and just like, because it'll be a challenge for me as well. Do you know what I mean? It'll be a challenge for me to go out and seduce the world in new countries and new cultures. Expecting people to speak English in India is not rude. After all, your ancestor gave us English. Fair, but like if I go to a country like Costa Rica, Colombia, and I'm expecting them to be like, do you speak English? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, well, fuck you then. You know, if I go to a country, I want to be able to speak the language. That's just my personal mindset. Baker, my brother, my fucking guy. Casanova, touch upon fear and how men can increase courage for a better dating life. Do a fucking skydive. That'll put hairs on your chest. Like I've always been a fan of the extremes, and I think learning seduction, you really ask for the extremes. I remember James Marshall said that once in a video that I watched. When you learn seduction, you ask for the extremes. But how to establish greater courage? Do shit that scares you on a daily basis. That's the best advice I can give you. Do shit that scares you on a daily basis. I think you should have daily things that scare you, and I think that you should be having like a master fear, not masturbator, man. Come on, like a master fear in your mind. Do you know what I mean? So like maybe like. Okay, so maybe you're going to do a skydive, right? You're going to do a skydive. The skydive is happening 1 month from now. Rather than doing fuck all till the skydive starts, every day up until that point, you do shit that scares you. So maybe that's going over to a pretty girl and having a conversation. Maybe it's just like doing more things on your own. Like I remember when my social anxiety was really bad, like I couldn't even go into like shops. Like, I don't know if you found this, like when your social anxiety is bad, but you know, back in the day, I couldn't even walk into a shop and like ask like the cashier or one of the shop assistants where things were. I would just feel like it's this massive amount of like of spotlight. I think, oh, she's gonna think I'm weird for asking where the fucking beans are. But yeah, do things that scare you, and it's relative to you, you know, push yourself for what's difficult for you. But yeah, the best advice for like overcoming fear is to run towards fear. You know, avoidance amplifies anxiety. When we feel anxious, it's usually because we are being inactive. We're avoiding things, right? And we feel anxious. We're like ruminating in our mind. So the way to overcome, to shatter anxiety is to do the thing that scares you. Like anything that scares you won't scare you once you become comfortable in it, but you have to dive bomb into the discomfort. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, whatever you're scared of, whatever you're insecure about right now, first of all, normalize it. It's fine. It's a natural part of being alive to feel fear, but run towards it. Don't let it dominate you. Dominate the world instead, and then you'll be all right. Cool. Thanks for the question, Baker. Appreciate that one, man. It's a good one. Fear, you know, holds too many guys back, doesn't it? It becomes a prison. Did you get your clients in their 40s and 50s results, or was it really difficult for them? No, 100%. Great results. I spoke about it in the last live stream, but one of the guys who I coached recently in Manchester, he'd been sort of banging his head against a brick wall in this industry for a long time, and then we did a session together in Manchester, went really well. He learned loads of things. We're going to make a podcast together actually, so you'll be able to actually listen to his experiences. And then he went out solo in his city for like a session. I think it was like a week later after we did our session in Manchester, and I was on the phone with him as he was going around, so sort of giving him that like infield coaching, even though we weren't together anymore. And he went out and he got his first number from doing cold approach, and he hadn't been able to do that up to that point, and I could feel the energy coming off him. So yeah, man, we get results over this side, and getting results is different for everybody. It's breaking through those barriers, it's freeing yourself from bullshit. So listen, if you're an older guy, you want to get results, then come fucking work with me. If you're in the UK, ukdaygame@gmail.com, got a consultation call. The consultation call's free as well, so there's no pressure. If you don't want to fucking work with me after the call, don't. You get to speak with me for 30 minutes and I get to see if I can help you. I don't work with every guy because I don't think every guy is in the right place in their life to learn day game. Like I said before, get your social skills on point first. Don't apply to work with me if you can't even have a conversation with like your family or your friends. Like, you need to get your social skills on point first. But if your social skills are good and you think you can actually make a proper go at this, then yeah, get in contact with me. I'm always open to helping guys who want to help themselves. Questions. I think we're coming to the end of the questions now. You may be happy to hear, or maybe you're not happy to hear. Maybe you're enjoying these live streams. I'm enjoying them. One sec. There's a little thing up. Yeah, if you're watching this, like the fucking video. It's appreciated. Let's get this video up on the like counter. Would love to see some vlogs, how your day looks like. It'd be cool content. Interesting. It's always good to hear what the people want to see. Some vloggy things. I feel like the uncut videos are sort of vloggy, aren't they? But I feel like if you want to actually see like what I eat for fucking, I don't even eat breakfast. That'll be the worst vlog in the world. Here's what I eat for breakfast. Nothing. Here's what I eat for lunch. Nothing. Here's what I eat at like 6 p.m. and you'll get to see like some steak and shit. 16 to 8 intermittent fasting. About fasting, I thought about doing it, but when you want to bulk and get bigger in the gym, I find it hard to eat 3,500 calories in a 4-hour eating window. Yeah, I've gone through the whole sort of like bulking and cutting cycle in the past. I hate bulking now. I think bulking is like the worst thing you can do when you're like learning like game and try like wanting to like hook up with girls and stuff. For me, it's the hashtag lean liberated lifestyle. Like when a girl's like, when you're like hooking up with a girl and she like starts like running her hands on your body and you're like, fuck me, man, I'm bulking. I like to, yeah. I mean, I'm naturally, genetically, I've got a high metabolism and I stay pretty lean year round. But if I start increasing my calories too much, I'll start to get a bit soft, a bit podgy. I just don't like how it feels. I don't like sticking loads and loads of calories in my body. I just feel lethargic. I feel groggy. I'm not as productive. So yeah, I'm not really asked about the whole like bulking, cutting thing. I think it'd be quite unhealthy for guys as well, because a lot of guys would just go eating fucking takeaways to get the calories up. And for me, that's not what fitness is about. Fitness is about looking good and feeling good. And if you feel bloated and lazy and out of sync, it's not fucking worth it, mate. So everything that I do is conducive to living that liberated lifestyle. Hashtag lean liberated lifestyle. We need to make t-shirts and shit, man. Stay sexy worldwide. Maybe Tokyo. That'd be sick on it. If I'm getting to Tokyo. Making shit happen in Tokyo, mate. I'll get into the end of these comments. I've done well here, boys. Give us a like for the fucking commitment to get through these comments. An excess protein just get converted to glucose rather than being used to convert to muscle. Yeah, I prefer high protein, high fats, low carbs. Just works for me. I supplement with things as well. I supplement with vitamin D3, zinc, magnesium, like tablet things, because it's really good for your sleep, and I can be a fucking insomniac at some point. Thanks for the help and content, Christian. Love your energy. Keep the good work. And stay sexy. Fucking yes, we got to the end of it. We got to the end of the comments. If anyone puts another comment in there now, I will read it out. But yeah. Woo! Over 100 minutes of free fucking value. If you're still watching, if you've not liked this video yet, like it. Podcast I will release after this live stream is finished, so watch that. Listen to it even. You can't watch a podcast, but you could if it was on YouTube, but it's not going to be. Big fat fucking thank you for being here, for being subscribed to the Christian Casanova family. Why is the sky blue? Fuck knows, mate, because it reflects the colour of the water, doesn't it? That's what your parents tell you. Liked and subscribed. I appreciate it, man. I love the philosophical debate. So why is the sky blue? Why do sheep make weird bleating noises? Why do cows lie down when it's raining? Like, you know, I feel like when the cows are lying down, it's usually a signal for bad weather to come. Before getting into, what was this? Before getting into pickup, I got into Alex Costa. That sounds naughty, that. Alex Costa, Alpha M, and all those guys. It helped a lot with social anxiety. Yeah, it does. I think you should learn from as many people as possible. I thought you meant Alex Costa, as in Alex Costa in Italy. My guy, Alex Costa, who's actually a Casanovian legend, mate. If you don't know about Alex Costa, get to know. What is the meaning of life? To have a fucking sick time, to watch Christian Casanova videos, and then die a blissful death, which can be your choosing. Don't die in a random way. Like Tennessee Williams, the author, choked on a fucking bottle top. Like, imagine going that way. You got to the end of your days, and you're like, one sec, fellas, I'm just gonna crack open this J2O, and you're dead. That'd be a shit one, wouldn't it? Whatever. But anyway, on that cheery note, don't die. Go out there, seduce the world. If you're struggling with anything, drop me an email, ukdaygame@gmail.com. Valentine's weekend, all the information is on the website, www.christiancasanova.com. There will be more live streams coming up. The sky is blue because the electromagnetic spectrum phenomena at the visible and red ranges. Certainly. Fucking hell, the comments are still coming through. I'm a fan of James Marshall and James Tuss. You became my new fave when I found your channel. Morning from Texas. Sick one, man. That's what I like to hear. I like to hear, Christian, your videos are the fucking best. Christian, your channel is my favorite channel. Christian, your videos are my favorite videos on YouTube. What can I say? Narcissistic egomaniac. The reason we make these videos is because we want to be the fucking best. So let that drive you. Whatever pursuits you're getting involved with, strive to be the fucking best. Don't be limited. Don't be shackled by society. Free yourself from bullshit. It's one life, innit? Do what you want. Me and this beautiful lion pig thing say goodbye. Have a fantastic day. This live stream will be recorded and we'll be able to watch it back. Thank you for being here. True Casanovians. Love ya. Stay sexy. Live legendary. Ta-da.